With the uncertainty in the world's economy and technology changing so quickly, there's some challenges for telecom operators. They have to, in many cases, look outside of their own resources in order to get the expertise that they need and also drive down their costs. The key for many is managed services. Let's talk to some of those outsourcing providers and analysts to get a look into what will be in the future for managed services in telecom.
Economic slowdown will have a positive impact on the managed service business, because when the growth slows down, the management of operators will put more focus on the cost reduction. And I think up to date, outsourcing would still be the number one viable options for operators to think of cost reduction. But we also see operators are expecting more benefits or value from their outsourcing partner. So I give you one example. In Indonesia, okay, we partner with XL for the full network outsourcing. The customer expecting us to share their growth. So in that sense, we align our income with the customer's revenue growth. So you see this is a non-traditional managed service way as on top of cost reduction. Okay. So we need to deliver something more to operators.
When we first started looking at the market for managed services about a decade ago, when we had a downturn in spending, that's when some of the operators were looking for new approaches to basically be able to lower the cost of operating their networks. At that point, it was 2G networks. So they moved to vendors to have managed services to help them with just basically, administering the networks, maintenance, and that kind of thing. And that was quite a profitable opportunity for them in terms of lowering their cost structure.
Normally, traditionally, operators outsource its network part, network operations to its outsourcing partner. But now we see there will be a trend that our outsourcing will cover more and more area like an IT part. So for example, operators normally consider outsourcing network plus their BSS system and the VAS, their enterprise IT together, okay, in order to achieve more savings, because outsourcing in principle is a volume business. So when the vendor has that volume, potentially it can realize more synergy, hence will deliver more economic benefits to the operators.
What we're seeing is that they started with their core networks, maintenance spares, and now they're actually moving into a number of different areas, including some of the things that are sort of more customer-facing CRM systems and even OSS, BSSs. So they're really kind of moving up the ladder in terms of what they're outsourcing to third parties. And again, the vendors have those skill sets, so they're able to utilize that to move that way.
Looking at the future, we think the technology evolution, the direction is ICT convergence. And we think that will impact the managed services, because managed services needs to adapt to that trend. Hence, we designed our portfolio, which is an end-to-end portfolio to covering both network and IT, to confront that ICT convergence challenges.
Telecom operators are looking to move into new areas as well, like machine-to-machine networks, being able to support those networks for customers, and sort of this whole ICT convergence, which is something that we track really closely at Heavy Reading. And because of that, there's new business models for them in terms of interfacing with customers. There's also new opportunities for them, how they'll actually work with their managed service partners, is being able to provide those services to them to help them roll out these new services.
New technology is a very important revenue growth driver for operators to think, and they want to launch the new technologies as fast as they can. That's why they usually rely on the vendors to provide managed services when they launch the new technologies. For example, this LTE, this for mobile broadband. We have some practice in Northern Europe. For example, in Norway, we help operators to build and then launch the LTE network in line with their time to market expectation.